You're posting every week, but your audience still looks at you like just another content creator online publishing content. Because let's face it, content alone isn't going to build your brand authority. And I find that there's way too many content creators stuck in this content treadmill of constantly posting content, but yet there's no clear positioning, no real strategy, and all of that. And if this sounds like you, this podcast episode is for you, my friend, because I'm going to share with you why some content creators just simply aren't building brand authority in a strategic way. And I'm going to share with you what I'm doing to fix this. And, what's really interesting, and I might go into storytelling mode here and just kind of share a little bit about some of the things that I've been thinking about. One of them being that I have been investing heavy into thinking about strategically positioning my brand, switching my mindset from just publishing content and thinking about how can I strategically put myself in a position where I'm going to provide the most value with you, my audience. And I've been thinking about that because I feel like I've been in this space publishing content, and some of the interviews have been really well received. And then some of the content on the downloads, they're great. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's been tough to grow on YouTube. But I'm thinking about more of like the content positioning. And I'm curious to know, you can leave it in the comments section down below. What association, if you can think of a word that positions my brand with the thing that you're perceiving me as, share it in the comment section, because I think there's a lot of content creators out there that are just posting content. They're publishing, they're consistent, but it's not intentional. It's not focused. And I believe that's the missing links to really being a successful content creator, at least as it relates to business-minded content creators, who is my audience. And let me share with you, because podcasting has played a major role in my life for many, many years. Some of you may or may not know, but I've been in the podcasting space for close to 10 years now. Back in 2012 is when I kind of got introduced to podcasting. I started my podcast actually in 2013 is when I launched the first rendition of a podcast that I was doing. And, from the podcast, I learned a lot. I recorded, 300 plus episodes, started other projects. I was always interviewing. From that, it launched me into hosting different meetups for content creators and creative entrepreneurs. I've hosted countless workshops, paid workshops, running online memberships, etc. So I've been in this creator economy way before it became the creator economy. And I was doing a lot of things offline, and I was publishing content, but it was always like putting content out there, but it was more like a performance. Like it was something that I just didn't quite know how to balance the act between, being a performer, which again, my yesterdays, I used to be a vocalist and MC in a band. And it was a hard switch from being a performer to switching off to being a content creator that's really going to position himself as an authority voice in the space. Now, depending on whose circles you talk to, I've been in podcasting, so I have established some authority in the podcasting space simply by just publishing content, sharing some ideas out there, and putting my content out there, right, with Creator Factor and our mission here. So it's something that I've been really into for the past few years, but I've really been thinking about shifting this from publishing to positioning. And I'm going to share with you three things that you can do to switch your mindset and really start asking yourself, how can I make that switch? Because I've been thinking about this, as I mentioned lately, even more than ever, because I'm like in this space where I feel stuck. I'm pumping out the content. I'm very passionate about teaching, about helping other creators master and monetize their brand through podcasting as a content creator, building businesses, very passionate about that. However, I've just noticed that there's been a bit of a drop off, and I just haven't felt quite like I've been dialed in strategically as it relates to what I do as a coach. So I digress. I just want to share that with you just because this really landed with me, and I've been really thinking about this. And one of the things that I want to focus on with the podcast, with these solo shows, is to be able to share with you, to just kind of, introduce you to what's happening behind the scenes and share with you what is working, what's not, kind of like the mindset as I evolve as a content creator, reignite, like restarting this whole YouTube channel, making sure that I'm consistent but intentional with the podcast. And these are just ideas that I want you to be able to embrace and include, especially in your creator journey, as I know you may be starting a podcast or a YouTube channel. I'm hoping that this could position and give you some ideas on how to position you more effectively as an authority leader in your space. So let me share with you, three things, three tips to help you build your authority. And these are things that I have done in the past that have been really effective. And there's been things that I kind of like dropped off. And now I feel like I'm reverting back to the strategy that works and the tactics that works to really build brand authority. Because when I was doing this and I was able to answer and dial in this, I was able to do paid speaking gigs and workshops and really build a community. I've done it before. Whatever reason, I veered off, got involved in different ventures, and I feel like now I'm kind of coming back into the roots, right, of everything. So here are three things that I want to share with you to help you build your brand authority today. Number one is I want you to take a pad and pen and write this down. I want you to define the category that you want to be in. Okay. And I want you to really think about, what do I want to be known for? Asking yourself, like, write that down. What do I want to be known for? And I've heard this through a branding guy. I forgot his name. Can't think of the name right now. But he says, a great branding is what others associate you with. Right? It's not your perception, but it's other people's perception of you. So a brand association. So many who think of me, there's two things that people always, when I ask them, especially close friends and people who know me around the circle, I'm like, well, how do you know me as? Like, when you think of me, like, how do you align my brand? And a lot of them will say community building and podcasting. So those are my pillars, and bringing that in. So that's part of my brand association. People know me as community building, podcasting, podcast marketing, branding. Those are the things that I am associated with. So write down, again, what do you want to be known for? And, pick the category you want to be in. Is it podcasting? Is it real estate? Is it small business owners? Is it women entrepreneurs? Is it, Gen X entrepreneurs? Is it startups? Really think about what lane you want to dominate and figure out your niche. What does your brand represent? Where is it associated with? What are the terms that people are going to look up when they think of you? They're going to be like, this person is associated with real estate, small business owners, etc. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is publish pillar content that actually resonates and showcases your expertise. So I think everybody has to pick a channel, like whether it's, if you're going to do it through video, if you're going to do it through audio, might do both, like how I'm doing now, or through written content or some other form of content, right? What's written, video, and audio, right? Those are really the three pillars. And then figuring out, how am I going to distribute this platform? Like, what's the platform that I'm going to pump content through? And I think it's important for you to be able to decide that. You can't do everything. I know there's a few content creators that are really good at all the things. They're outliers. But what I'm finding is there are people who are better behind the mic than others. And there are people that are great in front of the camera from others. And people who are just great writers and they write great long form content. So pick the lane, pick the pillar content that you want to produce. It may be a podcast. It may be a video show. It may be live streaming. Okay, that's a different angle. I've seen a lot of creators kind of get into the live streaming phase and dominate that. It may be something like you're writing a blog post or long form content on LinkedIn or Substack. So think about how you want to distribute your brand authority and share what your expertise with your audience. So that's number two. And then lastly is create content that either, teaches, improves your expertise, not just entertains. Okay. I think it's important for to have both. I think the people that really dominate are the ones that are able to kind of just be entertaining, or whether it's bring that energy or bring something to the table. But, you got to make sure that you're teaching and you're bringing value to people. It's not just the performance. One of the things that I did an exercise recently, and I may just comment down below if you want me to leave the prompt, but it was a prompt that I did with ChatGPT, and it really, it highlighted that, what I'm good at, right? And I believe this probably could be a different video, but it was highlighting that I was really good at the performance aspect of it. They called me, it was more of like, they said that I lean heavily into a charisma type of strategy, right? I'm very just passionate, and people can feel that energy, and I'm all about that. And performance is my thing, right? I was a performer. So it made total sense that ChatGPT called this out, and it went there, but it also gave me the feedback of because you lean too much in the performance, you're lacking in being strategic about how you position your content to provide value to you, my audience, right? So I think it's important to be able to make sure, once again, to distinguish, that there's a performance element, of course, being a content creator. There's a personal brand side. that leans into our energy and how we want to convey our message. But also, we got to make sure that we're bringing something to the table. And I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I feel like I just go off and I'm sharing, I go on a tangent, and it happens. That's just part of my brand. But just being mindful of it and making sure that we're providing as much value as we can to you, your audience. Super, super important. Let me do a real recap. 3 steps to build brand authority. Number 1, find your category. What do you want to be known for? Number 2 is publish, pillar content. Pick a distribution channel. Is it going to be a podcast? Is it going to be a video? Is it going to be written form? And then last but not least, create a content that teaches, improves your expertise to your audience. Those are your case studies. Those are your success stories. Those are the things that are going to position you as a brand authority content creator. So those are the 3 things. And I believe that this is going to be a game changer if you just start thinking of yourself more strategically rather than just aimlessly publishing content. All right. So I do have a couple. I have one good freebie down below. So make sure you click in the show notes, whether it's through the podcast app or through on YouTube. I do have a free how to market your podcast PDF. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter. We'd love to get your feedback. Let me know what you think. And also, I do have some coaching programs and I'm always promoting. This month, I'm only taking 3 clients. So I do have a 14-day coaching program, and then I have some other coaching programs that are available for anybody who's interested in one-on-one coaching. So that's out there for you. All right. If you're interested, hit me up. We can jump on a call and talk about how I can help you on your creator journey. All right, guys. Thanks again for checking out this episode of Creator Factor. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. And if you're listening to this on the audio form, make sure you're checking it out and follow it on Spotify and Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. All right, y'all. This is Ozil signing off. Till next time. Peace and one love, y'all. Boom.